Hello guys, this is C, and after 9 months of absence, I am back with a replay of the La-9. So some background information. As you can see, the map is Korea. I am completely spaded in my La-9. I am taking minimum load, which is 17 minutes, and I am using air target spell. So my strategy in the La-9 is I'll try to climb to about 3,300 meters, sometimes all the way up to 4,000 at 20 degrees with WEP. And once I get to that altitude, usually it's somewhere around 3,500 meters, I'll be flattening out to about 15 degrees and I'll be getting off WEP, since usually I lose WEP at around that altitude. Now, the La-9, it actually loses WEP because of its how its supercharger was designed. If you go really fast at high altitude, you will get the WEP back, but most of the times you won't. So normally I'll be trying to climb to about 5,000 meters and see how it goes, but today is not one of those days. We've got this B-24 coming low and fast at around 4,000 meters, so I decided to, go in for a strike. Didn't really do much, so now I'm just getting away. I'm seeing this F4AF down here. He's very dangerous. He climbs decently, he turns better than we do, and he is a high priority target, but I don't think he necessarily noticed me coming in. And he ate 23mm. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to convert our kinetic energy back into potential energy by going into a climb. We're trying to stay at this bottom of the cloud area using it as cover, but we see this P-51 down there. God knows what maneuver is pulling right here, but we'll be trying to get a shot off, and we actually do damage him, but not enough to kill him. This AM-1 comes in, but he doesn't really have the energy or the maneuverability to take him down. I nearly ran into that teammate right there. That would have ended really poorly, but luckily we didn't. So able to catch this P-51 on fire and destroy him, and this AM-1 takes down our teammate. So now what I do is I avoid this head-on, and since I know for a fact that I can turn better, I try to engage in a sustained turn fight with him. I also have, I think, way more energy. I'm honestly not sure, but by the looks of things, he lost way too much energy in his maneuvers. However, I see this Spitfire incoming, which is not nice because he can turn way faster than we can, so he actually didn't come down and BZ us the first time, which bought us enough time to run away. This AM-1, he's trying to shoot me, but his gunnery wasn't that good. And we just have so much energy, and we're so fast as an aircraft at low altitude. Our engine has so much horsepower. This is one of the fastest vehicles on the deck at this BR. So we managed to actually get away. We run all the way back to base. I'm going to speed this part up a little bit, because really there isn't much going on other than low flying and dodging. And once I get back to safety, what I try to do is I try to gain some altitude, and so I can come back and boom and zoom enemies again. So one thing about the La-9 is that, unlike other Lavochkins or even like most Soviet aircrafts before, this thing rips at really high speeds. This thing I've dove down to 850 kilometers per hour without ripping, which makes it really good as a BZ aircraft. Now normally what I will do, as I said before, is I'll try to climb to an altitude about 5,000 meters and try to either engage enemies or bring enemies down, and in the meantime try to attack enemies who are down low. So now in this game we are currently 3v. It will be 3v6. This guy, he crashed, and he was counted as dead, so we all thought he was dead, but no, he was repairing. So we were going for the Spitfire, who was attacking our AAA, but I saw this dot in the clouds, so I decided to go for him. And it turns out to be a P-51. He did not necessarily notice my presence. After the initial miss, he was quickly dispatched. So now is again using the clouds as cover, we're pulling back, and this time we're again trying to go for the Spitfire. And let's speed this up a little bit. Our teammate will actually try to go for him first, and we'll be supporting him. At this point in time, we thought the game was a 3v3. 3v4 actually, excuse me. And it wasn't that bad of a situation, so once I see that our teammate has gone down for the Spitfire, I decided to join him and try to quickly take out the Spitfire and you know, make the fight more fair. Because if we get into a big, huge turn fight, dogfight, it would not be good for us. They're better turning aircraft. We actually missed that shot right there, which wasn't good. No, I'm not proud of that at all. But we did manage to damage him. So I'm trying to loop down for another shot. But at this point in time, we'll find another Spitfire joining. Right down there. Again, the Spitfire is a better maneuvering aircraft than we are, and I wasn't able to get the shot off. So this Spitfire tries to go for our teammate, and I'm trying to support our teammate and make sure he doesn't get shot. So our teammate actually takes down this other Spitfire over here, and the Spitfire that's left is now chasing him and dealing a lot of damages to him. He is leaking all kinds of stuff. Luckily, I was able to get there. I was able to take him down, and again, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to gain some more energy. I'm trying to get back into the clouds. I'm also trying to go a bit more towards space, but since did not necessarily go as I wished, I was hit very heavily by this Spitfire. And at this point in time, what I thought was, well, there's only one thing I can do. I'll try to dive. I'll try to get some more speed and maybe get away from this guy as fast as possible. As you can see, we are really hurt. I was completely out of oil at that time. My oil was flashing empty, and my engine is not of a good color. This other 225 was not doing well either, and we both had to go back to base. And our heroic third 225, he went ahead. He dogfighted the Spitfire, but sadly he was taken down. And well, his sacrifice will be remembered because he actually buys the two of us enough time to go back to base and rearm and refuel, repair, all those things. Let's speed this part up a little bit. So at this point in time, we thought it was a 2v2. Again, we didn't know that B-17 was actually alive. And what I tried to do is I tried to climb above the airfield. I don't like airfield camping. My plan was to get some altitude, get some energy, and then go out to fight. And here I'm climbing away from the clouds, just so that we wouldn't get boomed by people in the clouds. But things didn't go as we planned. The Spitfires actually decided to put a blind hunt on my teammates, and they decided to bring the fight to us, which is not the smartest of things to do here. As you will be able to see very soon down here, the new targets for eliminations will appear, and what they could have done is to attack those. They had 3 people, they could easily force us to bring the fight to them. But now they're bringing the fight to us, and well, I don't like airfield camping, but if this is how it's going to go, then there's not much I can do other than dive into the airfield. And now the Spitfires make the biggest mistake they made the entire game. They split up. So the kill streak dude, he has been maneuvering way more and he had lower energy. So I decided to chase him. He was breaking away. I don't know if he was damaged in any shape or form by our anti-air, but he's going away. While his team is going in a complete different direction. I kept looking back. I was like, what is he doing? Is he going to come back and shoot me? No, he just kept flying away. which left me with sufficient amount of energy and to go chase his teammate. As you can see here, now the new ground targets popped up. You know, those light targets that will bleed our tickets very quickly. But they didn't choose to do that. They decided to bring the fight to us, and well, poor lad ate a bunch of 23s to his wing right there. So I'm looking at the splits. I'm trying to bring him down to fight with me. I see this B-17, which I have no idea what he's trying to do by doing this. He could have been striking the ground targets again, but he's coming in to suicide at our airbase. So I've tried to dodge the Spitfire shots, but I was not very successful at it. I was able to dodge him the first time, and now I see him flying away. I decided to chase him. And he comes back, and now in this maneuver, he managed to get, again, complete take out my oil. But my teammate comes in and actually sets the Spitfire on alight, which I didn't realize at that time. I think he got off fire really quickly, because I never saw the fire. So I've decided, well, psych, he's the last guy, so I decided to go into head-on. I took a little bit more damage, but caught him on fire, and my teammates managed to finish him off. And that ends the game. This is probably one of the best games of Warzone that I played recently in the La-9. 5 kills, 1 assist, and we came from a number disadvantage. And well, I know I haven't been uploading a lot, but hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a nice day.